A bit. We wash dishes in a coffee bar or clean windows at the weekends, whatever it was, and I had to keep my days free for television work, and the only way to do this was to work for myself. And I used to have a window cleaner around in Chapeltown Road in Leeds.
Roy has moved worlds ahead since those days, but he's still happiest pulling on his boots and riding the Yorkshire Range.
As you can see, they've seen a bit of action.
I enjoy horses very much, although on occasions they do tend to surprise you because they think for themselves. We've had very few accidents. Obviously, we've had one or two because it's that sort of business. We've got a very good insurance record. The premiums aren't too high, worldwide cover, against anything.
Well, I hope that pays the insurance on the car. Close enough to camera, go?
Brilliant.
Mustn't forget the hat. Means a lot to me, this hat. It was given to me by an old stuntman, a guy named Ken Buckle. Bit of a character, everybody knows him. And he's a bit long in the tooth now, is Ken. But he's still pulling them down like a gun. And I wouldn't part with it for nothing. No. The reason that a stuntman uses this type of stirrup, as opposed to the normal type, is that when you lays the horse down, it folds up nicely, without injury to the horse. Also, you see, the reins, as opposed to English reins, which are usually neatly tied together there with a little buckle, these are two loose reins, so there's no danger of him getting his foot caught in there. Now, should we want to change the look of the saddle, we merely cover it with a blanket, and you've got yourself a nice Indian horse. And the stirrups are indiscriminate, so they look the part. If you want to change that, reverse the blanket, and you've got yourself an Arab's horse.
Roy and his mates die magnificently. In the early days of film stunts, many horses were killed. Now they're as well cared for as the stars. You'll often find more vets than doctors on the set.
They're on foot, running through Jacob's plantation towards Stitches Bay. We've got 3 horsemen catching up on them.
Come off of that hedge.
He's a man who likes to be in control. Anything that can be mastered needs to be mastered, but always with maximum safety. He's got a lot to live for. Nice chap, Roy, but I said I wouldn't go out of my way to buy one of his used cars. Not so, he says. When he trusts his life to machinery, it's got to be top class. Mind, when Roy uses a car, he does use it. Making a film means mixing the skills, actor, cameraman, director and stunt driver, to make the action as near believable as possible. It's rare indeed for Roy's face to appear on the screen. Here he is, though, as a humble squaddy, coping with an epidemic of rabies, and about to be savagely licked by a rather too friendly Labrador. Roy is driving beside the moron spaceship, about to be forced off the road. In the dark, he's got to hit a plunger 2 inches wide, hidden in the bank, connected to a bomb. On the set of Firepower, the remarkably beautiful Sophia Loren, and, in a moment, doubling for her, the perhaps less than beautiful Roy Alon. Sophia sticks to acting, Roy sticks to crashing. A good arrangement always round. Roy's talent is his ability to deliver fast-moving action safely, on time and within budget. His stunts are planned weeks ahead. Every move is sketched out on paper. Velocity, trajectory and impact calculated to a nicety. The producers only have so many antique vehicles for him to smash.
This is Mr. Shand. He's brought the money.
Here's a screen rarity, a real, if brief, speaking role.
How much is that?
It's in the case. You better count it.
If you don't mind, I will.
Pretty soon he's back doing what he does best. That's Roy in the pink car with what's called a T-bone meeting.
And the winner of Stunt Challenge 83 by just 1 point, the man who somersaulted his car backwards through a lorry from Yorkshire, Roy Alon.
Roy's professional satisfaction is largely anonymous. You don't see the man, but the action. But in Stunt Challenge, he was voted top man by his fellow stuntmen. And even now, back home running old videotapes, that means a lot more than audience applause.
From an old Avengers thing that impressed me very much. And so I did the sequence where he steals somebody else's car across that film that we crashed.
Little Sophie may not understand her father's job, except that now and again it results in some pretty good television. My dad was rescued by Superman. Not many people can say that. Mind, like Dad keeps on saying, every stunt is different. The problem here is to stop Dad getting clobbered by wheelchair. Roy's answer, tether it on elastic. Another fall brought another snag.
That was one of the first times I'd done a high fall. It was about 60 feet or so, inside a Turkish bath, which, again, each job's got its own problems. That particular one was, I was restricted, falling through a very small hole, which meant I had to start off in what we call the tuck position. And once you're in the tuck position and you're in the air, you rotate. So to stop myself rotating, I came out in the tuck position, opened immediately, locked off, and then again tucked for the bottom, for the fall. So each one has its own problems, and that was the one on that one. I also did a rope fall in that, where I had to fall down the tower, doubling Sonny Bono. He's just arrived at the top of this church tower. He looks over the edge, and the rope or something snaps or whatever, and he falls down and grabs the rope at the bottom and hangs up on it and climbs back up. We had to reverse that quite a lot.
A break in filming at its home movie time on the set of the same war epic. The stunt team are about to create an impression of startlingly vivid action. It's not exactly thought-provoking stuff, but it would be unfair to call it mindless violence. There's too much care and thought going into the stunts. In the end, the stuntmen do what market forces demand. They do what we pay for. And viewed dispassionately, that applies to all of us.
I can't play a violin. If you give me a violin, I'll blow it. If you give me a paintbrush, it looks like a spider's crawled across the page. Give me a motorbike, anything with wheels, I'll ride it. Give me a horse or a penny farthing, any machine, anything that you want, or hang from a helicopter. And I'm lucky that I've got a natural ability as an athlete. And I'm even luckier that I've managed to exploit this particular talent, small though it may be, in a way that's given me an awful lot. And I'm not satisfied, but I'm happy. And that means an awful lot to me.